Wildings, welcome back to the Wilding Astro Tarot YouTube channel. My name is Jade Wilding and it's a pleasure to have you here on my channel today for a pick a card general tarot reading about who has a crush on you right now and what is going to happen. In the next part of this video, I'll explain the reading in a little more detail, including what you can expect from today's reading and how to get the most out of it. But for now, I hope you're enjoying the vibes as we put together today's ritual space. It's something that I love including you guys in, and it's nice to have an opportunity just to chat as we open the video. I do have a few updates this week. First, I'd like to film a Q&A video for this channel sometime soon. I've already got a few questions from people, but if there's anything you'd like to know about me or about tarot or whatever it might be, if there's anything popping into your head, then yeah, let me know. You can leave it in the comment section of this video, and I'll also put a community post up closer to when I film the video, if you think of something later. Second, I wanted to thank everyone who's been supporting me by booking private readings or purchasing my online tarot course during the pre-sale period. It means so much to me. I love creating mystical content, making tarot accessible to more people, and teaching people about the occults. And without your support, that wouldn't be possible for me. So unfortunately, vibes alone won't sustain you. There's things called bills, and that kind of sucks, but that's the life we live in. Capitalism. So thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. It's nice to really be building towards having all my dreams coming true. So thank you so much. Finally, this one's kind of crazy. I was setting up our ritual space today and I noticed that one of my crystals has disappeared into thin air. I don't know if you can kind of gather, but after readings, I put all my crystals into a clear bowl so that I can set them out, recharge them, put salts in them, whatever it is I need to do. I have a little bowl of crystals that I specifically leave aside for readings, and it basically stays on this desk that I film on, because here it can get light if I leave the window open. I'm filming right in front of a window. So yeah, they can be recharged by either indirect sunlight or moonlight, whatever it might be. And so I'm not touching them or doing anything crazy with them, but the carnelian, which is the second crystal from the right, in the second row of crystals along the top of my space, it's an orange one. And I've had it it's probably one of my OG crystals. I've had it for so long. And today it vanished into thin air, which is super crazy because usually when crystals disappear, it means that they've served their purpose for you. Right before my last relationship, I had a rose quartz necklace that I used to wear around my neck, and that also disappeared into thin air right before I got into that relationship. And this orange crystal, this is maybe a little bit more powerful even of a love crystal, but it's also to do with creativity. It's very associated with the sacral chakra, obviously, because it's orange. So yeah, watch this space. We'll find out why that crystal disappeared on me. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because it was super wild to me. I'm going to go back and watch my reading before this and see if the crystal was there or not. Because I feel yeah, it was, and now it's gone. But it looks like I'm running out of time because we're just about to finish setting up our ritual space. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that pretty crazy story, and let's get into today's video. Okay, Wildings, in this video today we're going to ask the tarot for messages about who has a crush on you right now and what might happen as a result of their crush. This reading will have 4 parts. We'll start with their more general energy, so a bit of a basis for them using our astrology deck. Then we'll get some extra messages from my little jar of personality traits and physical appearances. Hopefully after these 2 parts someone will be springing to mind, but if no one does and your intuition is telling you that you're definitely in the right place, then you might have a secret admirer. And then after we establish who has a crush on you, we're going to get more detailed messages about what the situation is between you using the tarot deck. We're going to try and find out what they're thinking in regards to their feelings and where they're at in terms of expressing themselves. Finally, we'll use some of the oracles to let us know what might happen between the 2 of you and why. And then finally we'll finish off our reading as we always do with an affirmation for you to take with you throughout your week until we see each other again. If at any point the messages are starting to resonate, I would love if you can hit the like button and leave me a comment. If you have the capacity to do so, I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed today's reading and would like to stick around for more intuitive tarot readings like this, where we use my background in psychology, sexology, yoga and mindfulness to read deeply into the tarot, then I would love if you can subscribe. This tarot video today, of course, is sponsored by my online tarot course, Unlocking the Wisdom of the Tarot, which launches at the end of this year. So if today's video inspires you to learn more about the tarot, you can sign up for the course early to enjoy an early bird discount of 50%. This will be the only discount, or the only discount of this magnitude at the very least. And this discount will expire at the end of September, which is only 2 months away. All the proceeds for any pre-sales all go straight to my bills so that I can continue to make content for you on YouTube and finish off putting my course together before the launch date. Obviously, the whole course is scripted. All that needs to be done is recording the voiceovers and animating all of the video clips for the course. So yeah, if you'd like to support me while I do all that stuff, then signing up for pre-sale is absolutely the best way to do it. And it's also the best way to get my course at a massively discounted price. It's going to be over 1,000 hours of content. So yeah, having that half off, it's going to be like super cheap for what you're getting. What else? If you want to know more about the course, I'll link the official announcement video below. But if you make it to the end of your reading, I'll also be inserting clips there for more info, so you can learn more about it. I do talk a little bit about how it's set up, how the course actually helps you learn, how I've used my background in education to really put it together in a way that makes sense and you'll get a lot out of it. So yeah, that's always there for you if you want more info. But with all the basics out of the way, it's time to move on to the tips that I have for getting the most out of your reading here today. So for today's reading, you're going to choose either pile 1, 2, or 3 to get your messages today. Then you'll use the timestamps below to head to your reading. If you're drawn to more than one pile, your reading might actually be a mix of readings. Perhaps there's more than one person who has a crush on you, or maybe you're one of those people that's person is a little from column A, a little from column B, which is totally normal. So perhaps start with the pile that you're most drawn to, and then obviously you're welcome to come back and select another after if you feel like there's more for you. If you're not immediately drawn to any pile, I'll leave you a little freeze frame in a moment of the pile so you can pause the video, close your eyes, take some deep breaths, open your eyes and see if your eyes are immediately drawn to one of the piles. Hopefully that helps. If you're still not called to a pile, this video might not have a reading for you today. But if you subscribe to my channel, I will do another video like this, so you can try again another time. And there are also videos like this already on my channel if you want to find a different video for you today. What else? Today's reading is a general reading, so I'll be offering multiple interpretations of some of the cards if I feel like there's more than one dominant energy coming through. For the most part, I'll just read to the main energy though, just so we can get through it a little bit quicker. So it's important that you therefore bring your intuition along to your reading so that you can really take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and adjust anything where you're kind of like catching a vibe that something needs to be adjusted for your particular situation or reinterpreted for your situation, which is another gift of general tarot readings. It really encourages you to like listen, reflect, use your own intuition, which is awesome. I love that. If at any point you start to feel called to get a more personal and specific private reading with me, I'll leave the links to do so below. I offer 3 kinds of readings. The first is a single question reading that's just tarot, where I clarify something that might be on your mind or that might come up during this reading, for example. For this reading type, it's super easy. All you need to do is head to the link and you're instructed to make a $50 AUD payment and leave your question and email address attached as a note. Then you'll get an email from me with your tarot reading. Secondly, I offer combined astro tarot readings that are much more detailed. It includes a written astrology reading as well as a video tarot reading. They're uploaded to my Google Drive and then you get sent the link. For this reading, you need to head to the link and fill out a request form. So this process is a little bit longer because obviously I have lots of requests for detailed readings and I have to book everyone in order. But basically you can build whatever kind of reading you want from the ground up with this option, because there's a lot of ways to customize your reading. You can just get like the basics, which starts at $200 AUD. Or you can add on like all this stuff and extend your reading in a whole bunch of different ways and really tailor it to whatever it is that you really want. So before filling out that form, I really encourage you to like really reflect, maybe meditate, get really clear on what you want, because your clarity definitely affects my ability to read for you. And also it affects like what your guides will tell you. If there's something that your guides want to tell you, often it'll come through in my readings, and they'll kind of choose the most important thing. So if you do just want to leave it up in the air, you can. But if there's something that you really want to know that maybe isn't as important to them, if you get really clear on it, I do find that they will answer you. What else? Yeah, so from there, we arrange a reading and an invoice for your reading over email. Finally, I offer astrology-only readings that are very detailed. It comes with a written astrology reading as well as an interpretation video. So the interpretation video, the visual isn't as important. It's just me kind of like talking like this, but yeah, you've got like an extra kind of explainer of the astrology. So if anything's not making sense, it kind of like clarifies things for you and like tells you what to focus on, because obviously it's a lot of information. You can also choose what kind of level of astrology you're at, so that I can kind of take it a bit more basic and maybe teach you some things, or we can go like super advanced if you're ready for that. This reading is also a bit of a build your own reading request form, and it's also arranged over email from there. So yeah, those last 2 take a bit more time, but they're like super detailed if you want like to go super deep with something. Now that all the instructions, disclaimers and plugs are out of the way, it's time to choose a pile. So either pile 1, 2 or 3, and wherever you end up, I'll see you there in a moment. Hey there, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this beautiful crystal, then this reading is probably for you. But as always, bring along your own intuition and discernment. We're going to start with a few cards from this astrology deck to find out kind of the general energy of your person, maybe some of their placements. Who has a crush on Pile 1 right now, please? Who has a crush on Pile 1 now, please? Who has a crush on Pile 1, please? Oh, so this is tea. This person is probably like super, super, super hot. You might even think that they're out of your league, potentially. This is how hot this person is. When the first house of the body comes out, this is usually referring to someone who's like physically appealing. It also, Aries rules the first house, which has to do with the head. So this is someone who's hot from like head to toe. And it's usually someone who's like able to express themselves really beautifully. Like they might dress nicely, or yeah, like their energy is very expressive through their body, and potentially through their face, but especially through their body. This person is potentially mostly air and earth signs. So we definitely have some Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy, especially Virgo, as well as Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. A little bit of Aries, and yeah, that's about it. So heavy air and earth placements. This person, okay, so this person either might be in a relationship potentially with someone else, or they might be connected to you through some sort of obligation or contract, or like more like formalized relationship. This could be like especially business relationships, but just like something that's a bit more concrete, potentially like sharing a lease, living together. This may be someone as well who maybe you guys didn't click right away, since the 7th house rules open enemies as well. Like this can be someone that's like had a real maybe change of heart, and that's potentially why you were drawn to this reading today, to find this out and like maybe look at this connection in a different way. Or maybe they just like, maybe you just friend zoned each other. Like that could be the situation too. Especially because we've got Mercury retrograde and Uranus coming out. So these two energies together is definitely someone changing their mind about some stuff. Mercury goes retrograde super often. So the thing about Mercury energy, it's kind of like making up your mind and kind of like moving forward, and then figuring out maybe some kinks, and then just like switching things up. And then Uranus, this energy is like really looking at the bigger picture. So potentially there's been some changing of mind when it comes to this person. It's very likely that you'll feel intuitively that there's some intention to this connection, that you two are supposed to overlap with this North Node coming out. So yeah, if there's someone who's like in your life that it feels like there's real intention there, maybe some soul contracts, since Uranus is exalted in Aquarius, and Aquarius rules soul contracts. Yeah, there's something there that you probably will intuitively be able to feel. And maybe you thought that these contracts were like maybe like friend or karmic or something. But yeah, things are about to get switched up. But let's get some details about what this person might look like and be like using our little jar of magic. What does pile 1's person look and act like, please? Okay, T. So straight away, this person's like a little bit kinky, maybe a little bit open-minded and exploratory, impulsive. They may be like on the shorter side, so shorter than you or just shorter in comparison to the people you normally date. Okay, so this person's an alchemist. This is someone who can really create what they speak. And someone with dimples. That's kind of cute. Artistic, so this person's obviously got a creative side. Thoughtful. Sensual. Okay, so maybe a bit of a shy streak, or maybe they just like keep some things to their chest. Maybe this is why you might not necessarily know that this person had a crush on you. Okay, but they do take risks. So impulsive risk taker, I'm sensing maybe some ADHD. We'll see. Mentor, so this person like probably cares about teaching people what they know and like passing it on. Yeah, they're also very intelligent. This could be IQ or EQ or whatever. And yeah, they have a very toned body. So this is this first house energy. We're talking about them being hot. But let's get more details using our tarot deck. Okay, so we want to know more detailed messages about what the situation is between the two of you, and maybe try and figure out what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and where they're at with maybe expressing themselves a bit more to you. Okay, do we have some more messages about the situation and what they're thinking and feeling? Not the Magician and the Emperor both coming out. This is someone who's like probably recently really come into their divine masculine power, and like in a big way. Both these energies coming up upright tells me this person's like super like stable, structured, disciplined, and this person's also like probably a powerful manifester with this Magician card. The Magician can really manipulate all of the elements, so fire, air, water, and earth, to create the reality they want. Like, that's what the Magician's known for. We have the snake belt on the Magician card because this is someone whose Kundalini is like super turned on, super active, and they also are experiencing their like infinite soul potential in human form. So this is someone who's like, they are, yeah, like really in their power. Whenever the World card comes out, this refers to like a close of a cycle and an opening of a new cycle. And it also refers to, especially given that it's clarifying the Magician card, this also refers to someone who's like embracing their eternal soul nature. They kind of know that they're on this constant reincarnation experience of life, which is why it's the World card's encircled by a wreath. They know that they're just like reincarnating and like experiencing life over and over again, and it's really theirs to create. So yeah, this is someone who's like super tuned in to their more soulful intelligence. And we've got both the Ace and Ten of Pentacles coming out. So when the Ace comes out, this is talking about the peak energy of the Pentacles suit. So the Pentacles rules everything to do with like manifesting the perfect home, perfect family, like having your body in like really good health, like potentially children, definitely like doing really important soul work, really purposeful work, and like essentially being in a stage where you're ready to build a life with someone. And then the Ten of Pentacles is, whenever the 10 comes out, this is like everything to do with that suit really coming into fruition. So I would say that like this person doesn't just have a crush on you, they are like manifesting you as a part of like a bigger picture of their life. Uranus is definitely big picture thinking energy, so they're not like, I have a crush on you and I'm gonna be a bit whatever about it. They're like, I have this like vision for my life, this person feels like my forever person, and I'm gonna like manifest them into my forever, essentially, which is super wild, but also love that for you. I would say that they potentially might be romanticizing a little bit, which I think is fine in this stage of manifestation. The Six of Cups is called the Lord of Pleasure, and this is like really reveling in like all of life's beauty and all of the good that life has to offer. Yeah, so they're like, it seems like they're really focusing, like using like feel good energies to focus on the output that they want. So yeah, it definitely seems like they're like manifesting a lot for this connection. And like it seems like they're maybe towards the tail end of manifestation as well, given that the World and the Ten of Pentacles come out. So I wouldn't be surprised if things start to manifest in the physical to do with you two, or things are potentially already kind of happening. Like you might already be hearing from this person, you might be dating this person already, just based on all these cards that came out. It seems like kind of the area that they might have hang-ups about is potentially like this person's so in their divine masculine, but potentially they weren't in the past. I don't know if they've ever been in a connection with someone who's really in their divine feminine power, and if they know how to handle that with this High Priestess and Devil card coming out. The High Priestess, like, she is traditionally drawn in front of the ocean as a symbol of like being really in touch with the collective unconscious, the like personal unconscious, and like everything that's like of a very kind of intuitive, under the surface nature. And she's also drawn with a crown of moon phases, so she's like very in tune with the natural cycles of life and the natural laws of life, like how nature naturally moves. And potentially they're perceiving you as either, I would say for the majority of you, they're perceiving you as in this energy, and I just don't think they know how to necessarily handle it and kind of maintain the integrity of this divine masculine energy just yet. So if you haven't heard from this person, this is potentially what's stopping them. The Devil card is associated with being conscious of your bondage. So it's in the traditional artwork, it's drawn with a devil figure and a man and a woman underneath, and the man has like animalistic qualities to him. He has a tail that the devil's lighting on fire, and it's supposed to symbolize like the lust within men's hearts, like the lust within our hearts that's possible for us to go to, and the way that we can be very very like addicted to like the flesh, and like maybe not appreciating like the higher consciousness of things or things like that. And potentially this person might have a history with that, like really getting sucked into like desire, temptation, like things like that. The Devil card is ruled by Capricorn, and so Capricorn's very much to do with like kind of like all earthly things. So this can be someone who's like just very, who has been in the past like very focused on the physical, the material, and like really sucked in by it. So yeah, I think they're maybe concerned with like trying to maintain this divine masculine energy in the face of someone who's like really in their divine feminine power, and even might be really perceptive and maybe be able to see through them in a way that kind of scares them. Maybe can see some of their lingering wounds, like things under the surface that maybe they're not fully bringing consciousness to yet, or like they want to, but they're just not sure how that's going to go. So yeah, there's some hesitation there. For some of you, I'd say they're kind of like powering through, and then for others, I'd say they're like maybe like still putting everything into vibration and maybe like not making inspired moves yet, which is interesting. I wonder why they're not making moves if they're really in this power. I don't know, maybe they don't trust this power yet, or yeah, maybe they just don't have enough experience with it yet. The Devil card can also refer to like accumulating experience and knowledge, so maybe they just want to like sit with it a bit more. Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's go to the oracles and see what they have to say about potentially what's going to happen between the two of you. What's going to happen with pile 1 and their person? What's going to happen with pile 1 and their person, please? Okay, so it's very likely that this person is going to be kind of keeping an eye on you for the majority of you for a little while longer. Some of you like might already be in this like talking stage, but yeah, I think for the time being, while they're dealing with maybe who they were in the past and trying to approach relationships in this new energy that they're in, they're just going to take a bit more time. Potentially, it's kind of going to go down like maybe a little bit friendly first, and eventually they're going to kind of have some sort of expression of like love, thinking of you, letting you know. But yeah, they have had a lot of addiction and problems, maybe with especially being overly focused on the physical in the past. So they might have been maybe more obsessive, more controlling, maybe had blocks in terms of like appreciating someone in their real divine feminine power. So they're just gonna like take it easy, and just like really listen to their own kind of inner guidance, and just like probably take this like super slow, I would say. The cards are also predicting potentially maybe some slips, maybe this person like moving a couple steps forward and then a couple steps back, like moving forward out of this like real desire, but then like maybe not fully trusting themselves with it. So you might have already maybe slept together, or like something maybe a little bit more substantial, and you might be feeling this energy kind of like shifting. They're just trying to approach the situation in a way that feels good for them, in a way that they can kind of like manage, and don't forget, use your boundaries. Like if kind of the energy they're coming in with is like not serving you, like you can absolutely call that out, or just like have a real heart-to-heart conversation about it and like navigate it as a team. Like whatever you want to do, whatever feels right for you, like do that. Just know if you are getting a little bit mixed messages, a little bit backwards and forwards, like it's them like really trying to stand in their integrity, for the most part, and like manage the temptations that they're feeling in their body right now. And like essentially they're trying to rewrite history, so things might not go that smoothly for them, and maybe not what they've romanticized and not necessarily what they want, but like they are doing their best by the looks of it. This is someone who seems very well intentioned. What else do you have to say about what's going to happen for pile 1, please? Yeah, the two of you are definitely going to grow as you guys navigate this growing affection. And there's a lot of potential for you to co-create, especially abundance. Of course, we had all this like Pentacles energy and all this manifestation energy. Like this really looks like there's a lot of potential for a lot of success in the future with the two of you, that you'll like grow into together by the looks of it. For now, like really look at the big picture. Like there's like kind of higher forces working on this connection right now by the looks of things. And just like really surrender to the divine path and like really let go of your expectations of how things need to go, but know that like conclusions are within reach. So it seems like potentially things have like already started, or they definitely will be starting soon. Like if there's any up in the air energy still, like there's a good chance that that's all going to start to settle very soon. So yeah, expect things to kind of maybe clear up, especially as you keep your mind on this bigger picture and really surrender to letting that play out. We'll finish off with a affirmation for you guys. So we have my mind, body, and soul are filled with harmonious healing energy. So this definitely seems appropriate, considering, especially considering where your person is at. Like obviously they're trying to heal. Seems like they're a good mirror for you right now, because obviously you're trying to heal. So like really both of you need to be bringing this healing energy, first to yourselves and then to each other, as you guys navigate this landscape, either now or in the future, depending on what your situation is with this person. Obviously for some people, if this feels like more of a secret admirer, this is probably going to be happening a little ways down the road, but I would say for a fair few people here, it's something that's like maybe more happening now. So yeah, take this affirmation and I hope it helps. But I think I'm going to leave your reading here for today. If you've made it all the way through, thank you so much. I hope you definitely got something out of it today. If you did, I would love if you can like this video and leave me a comment if you have the capacity to do so. And if you'd like to get more intuitive tarot readings like this from me, then the subscribe button is there for you as well. If you'd like to know more about all my offerings, there's plenty of info and links in the description box below. I've also inserted the announcement video for my online tarot course at the end of every reading today. So if you'd like to stick around, you can learn more about that now. But it has been a pleasure reading for you today, and until we see each other again, ciao. Hey there, pal 2. If you chose this beautiful crystal, then this reading is probably for you. But as always, bring along your intuition and discernment to every general tarot reading. Let's start by getting some of the energies and maybe placements of the person who has a crush on you right now. Who has a crush on pile 2, please? Who has a crush on pile 2, please? So the person who has a crush on you is probably doing well off in their physical world. Like, you might see them and be like, that person is like getting it done. It seems like they potentially have a good kind of dream, imagination, just like they know where they're going in life, and they're really working towards it. And I think it's like this real combination of like maybe fear of mediocrity, and then also like, yeah, really wanting to succeed, maybe potentially wanting to be a good provider, or just like be something in life. Like it seems like they really want to be someone. This person potentially will be Scorpio dominant in terms of their placements, or just like have a few really important Scorpio placements, since we have the 8th house and Mars both coming out. We also might have some water energy, so Cancer and Pisces especially, as well. In general, just like lots of watery energy. And then we also have some air energy, so Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. So this person's very water air dominant, which is a very interesting mix of energies. So air is also like really close to spirit, to ether. So it's someone with a lot of like integrity, who lives for like truth and honor, and really wants to do the right thing. Sometimes it can be someone who's very intellectual, very into unpacking their own mental processes and understanding themselves, maybe understanding their identity in much deeper detail. And then water is like more empathetic, compassionate, receptive, maybe creative in a different way. So yeah, it seems like this person will have this kind of like intense element to them, a dreamy element to them, and like definitely this kind of vibe of like, I really want to do well in life. And it seems like they are reasonably well set up with this grand trine coming out. Yeah, it seems like they're kind of succeeding, but something underneath is probably like motivating that. Whenever the 4th house comes home, comes out, it usually refers to some kind of limiting belief that we picked up in childhood, like kind of motivating our behavior. And yeah, for this I'm getting like a sense of like fear of mediocrity for sure. But we'll get some more details about this person's maybe physical attributes, as well as more about their personality, using our little jar of traits. More than enough. Okay, so you might find this person very charming. They may be kind of average height or average-ish in comparison to the people that you normally date. Might have blonde hair. Might have a bit of a shy streak, and maybe this is why you don't know that they have a crush on you if it's not been confirmed in the physical. We have pale skin, so they might be on the fairer complexion end of the spectrum. Might have a quite button-shaped nose. Okay, so if they're not blonde, they might have black hair, they might have had black hair and turned blonde, or vice versa. Hair might be naturally curly or straight. Alright, so we have a mix of people here. It's funny that they came out straight after the other. Conscientious, but also a bit neurotic. Anyone with lots of air energy, I find, tends to be a touch neurotic. They might wear glasses, even if it's just for reading, or they might like be super into like eyewear, like sunglasses and stuff. May either have to take good care of their eyebrows or just like do it willingly. Okay, this person might be going against the grain in some way. Okay, so we've had shy and extrovert, so it's probably a mix of people here. We also have lanky. Okay, so if they don't have a button nose, they're gonna have a strong nose. It's definitely kind of, it seems like there's maybe two different people that, two different types of people that this reading's talking about. Disagreeable, this person might want to go their own way. Body might be quite toned. Maybe very determined. This is this Mars energy. I think they're like determined not to live a kind of mediocre life. They might have hazel eyes. Alright. So hopefully someone's either coming to mind, or if not, then this crush might be a bit of a secret crush. But yeah, we'll get some more messages about what the situation is between you guys. And maybe what they're thinking in regards to their feelings and what's going to happen in terms of them expressing them, or where they're at in terms of expressing these feelings. So the cards are saying that this person who has a crush on you is in a very insecure place right now. We've got that Four of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Cups upright. So the Four of Cups, anytime there's a four in the tarot, it's usually referring to some sense of like real like form, structure, solidity, just like everything being very secure, stable, reliable. And it's coming out in reverse. So yeah, this person doesn't feel like they're on a good solid ground with you. The Eight of Cups in like more modern tarot, that can often refer to maybe fear of like abandonment, or like kind of needing to take a step away to kind of get your own thoughts and feelings right before making moves. So it does seem like whatever situation you're in with this person who has a crush on you, it's probably like feeling like it's really come screaming to a halt, or potentially nothing's happened, and it's really to do with this person like trying to find their own sense of security first. I think like you're really challenging them in a way that potentially feel very out of their league. We've got the High Priestess upright, and I'm not really getting any sense of them seeing themselves as a match to you. So we've got no, especially if you resonate with the High Priestess energy, and especially if you're more of a Divine Feminine, I'm not really getting any cards that would tell me that they see you as their equal. They might see you as like very spiritual, very in tune, especially with kind of nature, the collective unconscious, your individual unconscious, and like with your higher self. The High Priestess is very in tuned to the higher self. So yeah, it seems like they feel like they can't compete. The Five of Wands is definitely a bit of a competition card, but the card is ultimately asking us to kind of engage in play in life. Like it's essentially a card that says treat life like a game, like sport royally, like have a lot of fun, keep your heart open, and just like play the game of life in a way that's like you can get the most joy out of it as possible, even through the many challenges and trials that you'll face in life. And it seems like this trial that this person's going through right now is their own insecurity, their own feeling of like not enough for you. And so, yeah, they're probably being guided by their own spirit guides to challenge their own insecurities, and figure out how to deal with them in a very open-hearted and in like with a way with a lot of integrity is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it seems like these limitations are potentially self-imposed, and so maybe they need to kind of reframe it and not think of it as like you're out of their league and they're like trying to win you, but like they're competing against themselves. They're like trying to break down their own thoughts and beliefs around their own like self-worth. So yeah, they need to have that redirection. And it seems like Spirit's like trying to guide them towards that with this Death and Ten of Wands card in between. Anytime the Death card comes out, it more so refers to letting go of something that's not serving you, something that, yeah, you've kind of outgrown. And it seems like this person's outgrown even that sense of insecurity, and it's really time to kind of like put it down and enter into this new dawn, because the Death card, it's associated with the Hebrew letter Nun from my memory, and that actually means life after death. So actually the Death card is talking about like really letting go of something and like creating space for something better. And so it seems like they need to let go of this insecurity, and potentially face the unknown uncertainty of like what's life like when you actually believe in yourself, where you actually push through yourself imposed limitations, and like go after what makes you happy, what makes you joyful. They have to sit in that uncertainty, and then figure out how to kind of call in maybe a better sense of self-worth, essentially, so that they can initiate this connection, it seems. The Ten of Wands, this is a card that's a Saturn in Sagittarius, so there's a very karmic element to it. The 5 is a Saturn in Leo, so there's a lot of like kind of karmic energy in this reading, suggesting this person's like really got to deal with their own karma right now, maybe clearing some karma. And the Ten of Wands is really about letting go of old patterns, especially those that keep burning you, keep keeping you from your joy, keep keeping you from like the life that you want to live. And yeah, just like healing what you need to heal, and just like really bringing to that healing like real determination, real commitment, and just kind of like seeing that healing through. So it seems like that's kind of where they're at. So for your energy, obviously they're perceiving you as this High Priestess, but I'd say they're perceiving themselves maybe as this Page of Swords in reverse. The Page of Swords is the most kind of youthful swords energy. So it's like it's associated with more like maybe being curious, maybe like thinking things on a bit more of a superficial level, like maybe having like beliefs about the self that are still very aligned with the more youthful self, like who we were in childhood. I'd say this coming out in reverse with the Ten of Swords is like essentially they're trying to break down all of the habitual patterns of thought that they had from a young age. The Ten of Swords is really, this is a Sun in Gemini energy, and it's really like kind of destroying the old self and starting again. So the artwork is a person with 10 swords in themselves, and this looks bad, but it's actually more about destroying, like, because the swords is so mental, it's about like destroying all the ideas about yourself that kind of are holding you back or aren't true, or at least aren't true anymore, and being able to move forward with this, even like letting go of the real ego self as well, like being able to move forward as more like connected to spirit, like connected to your higher self, like not taking this flesh prison so seriously. Yeah, so that's what this person's trying to do. They're trying to like really let go of their own naivety and kind of create themselves in this moment. So this is like big work that this person's doing. I wouldn't expect this to be over in a hurry. Yeah, it'll take them some time for sure to kind of get through all this, but we might find out from the oracles like what's potentially going to happen, because it seems like there's just a lot that this person's doing. So yeah, let's find out what might happen between the two of you. Could we please have messages about what's going to happen between pile 2's crush, pile 2 and the person who's got a crush on them, I should say. Could we find out what's going to happen between these two? Okay, so it seems like it's very unlikely that this person's showing you their true feelings right now. I think they're probably pretending that they don't have a crush on you, or they're just like, they might be even at a distance. You might not even know that this person has a crush on you, because they're really trying to deal with their own codependent energies in their past. They're really focusing on the self-healing, shadow work, and like really overcoming all these insecurities that have been coming up for them, especially in regards to maybe you feeling like a lot out of their league. Yeah, it seems like they're really in this Grim Reaper, Ten of Swords, death energy about trying to put that old self that was like based on real kind of childhood naivety and just like a lot of false beliefs really to rest, so that they can move on with their lives and have the life that they want and like feel secure in that and like trust. It seems like this person doesn't really trust that good things can be for them right now, and so they're really trying to rework that narrative. Potentially you might also be mirroring a lot of this person's shadow to them, and this might even be really unintentionally, especially if you don't know who this person is and they're more of a secret admirer. Like, you doing you is probably making them like kind of hold up the mirror to themselves and be like, hey, like if this is what I want, this is the work I need to do. But it does seem like this person sees you as a like true soulmate, and yeah, it seems like you're their motivation and they're really working towards this relationship with you. And maybe you're even the thing that's giving them confidence to like overcome their past self and like overcome like all of their limiting beliefs. Yeah, let's see what else the cards have to say. What else do the cards have to say in regards to these two coming together? Okay, so you may find that this person's like really focusing on themselves right now, so like you trying to suss what's going on with them might not be helping. The cards are kind of saying like you worry about you worry about having a good time, because yeah, I don't think the cards want you to feel insecure about like all the shit that you bring to the table. Like, you might be in kind of a better place when it comes to being prepared to move into this connection potentially. So Spirit's like essentially saying like you do you have a good time, don't worry about keeping an eye on them too much. They've like really got to stay in their own lane right now. If you don't know who this is, that might be like super easy to do, but if you have an idea about who this is and like you really feel this like soulmate's pull, that might be a bit harder. But yeah, let's get a few more. So fiery climax approaches. So yeah, it seems like this person's really doing the work and something's potentially gonna come into fruition very soon as a result of all this hard work they've been doing. Yeah, it's likely that there's going to be a win-win energy. Libra rules relationships and commitments as well, so having this full moon in Libra energy, this might indicate like potentially coming together. Actually, especially because Aries and Libra are sister signs. This is the me, this is the we. So these two coming out together is like kind of saying you'll both be in this good place of like me energy, and then you'll both be able to contribute to this relationship or we energy on the same level at the right time, I would say. Which, yeah, I think wouldn't be too far away. But we'll give you guys an affirmation to take away with you. Okay, so we have compassion naturally flows from the heart of my inner being. Okay, so this is going to be important for you to take away for the foreseeable future. Like, really meditate on this affirmation, or like come back to it whenever you're feeling insecure yourself, or like wondering what's going on with this person, especially if you know who they are. Like, just really bringing compassion to the situation and just like really allow things to play out how they need to play out. And yeah, you worry about feeling good, staying in your own lane, essentially, for the time being. But I think I'm going to leave your reading here for today. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, I would love it if you could like the video and leave me a comment, only if you have the capacity, of course. If you'd like to get more intuitive tarot readings like this from me, the subscribe button is there for you as well. If you'd like to know more about all my offerings, there's plenty of links in the description box below. But I've also inserted the announcement post from my online tarot course at the end of every reading today, so you can stick around for that to learn more if you would like. But it has been a pleasure reading for you today, and until we see each other again, ciao. Hey there, pile 3. If you chose this beautiful moss agate crystal, then this reading is probably for you. But as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because it's a general tarot reading. But let's start off with finding out some of the basic energies about this person who has a crush on you. Maybe some of their astrological placements. Who has a crush on pile 3, please? Could you please please see who has a crush on pile 3? Could you please find out who has a crush on pile 3, please? Okay, it seems like the person who has a crush on you actually has you feeling some type of way. We've got the sun and the provoker energy. The sun has a lot to do with very like creative, enjoying life, pleasure, play, romance kind of energies. And these two are definitely where my eyes were drawn when I was like, what cards explain what? It seems like, yeah, this person's kind of like stirring something up within you for sure. And yeah, like they're potentially like a Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, Capricorn, or Scorpio. And honestly, like Leo, Scorpio definitely gives like creating lots of like vibes sexually. Yeah, this person may be a bit older than you, maybe slightly more mature than you. This person might be like well traveled, maybe well educated, well spoken. And yeah, there may be like this real power to this person. They may even be in a power position over you with this Saturn and Pluto energy, like potentially, especially if you work together. I would sense that potentially this person's like going through some sort of change right now, or there's some sort of change in this connection that's happening. Like if you guys are like maybe a little bit more on the stranger side, like you might be getting to know each other, it might be like shifting the energies that way. Or maybe there's been like a pause if you've like been in the talking stage with this person, or maybe there's been some sort of separation if it's a bit more of a longer connection. We have a lot of ones. We have 111, 1. It's 4 ones. It's 1111 on the cards. So yeah, this is really about new starts. This moss agate crystal is also associated with new starts. So if you guys have been in some sort of separation, this is definitely an energy that's telling me that there's going to be some sort of renewal in this connection. But yeah, no matter kind of what stage you're in or what kind of connection this is, it does seem like there's some big shift that's happening right now. But we'll get a bit more information about that from the tarot. We might just clarify a little bit more about what this person might look and be like. Can we find out more about what pile 3's person might look like and be like, please? Okay, so this person might be recognizable from their very full lips. They may be very loyal and confident. This is some of this Leo energy that came out. And they may even have a heart-shaped face. It's funny because Leo actually rules the heart. Might even be a Leo rising. Or diamond face if they don't have a heart-shaped face. So we have disagreeable. So this might be some of this provoking energy. They know how to like stir some stuff up in people. Okay, so this person is definitely on the short side, either in comparison to you or who you normally date, or something about their stature is like not as tall. Their hair may be medium hair length, whatever that means to you. May have an artistic side. So yeah, this is more this sun energy, like very creative, very like sacral chakra energy as well. And their eyebrows may be quite thin. Okay, so let's get maybe some more detailed information about what exactly the situation is between the two of you, and potentially what they're thinking, what they're feeling, how they're going with like expressing all of this. So there's a lot of activation of this person's inner masculine right now. If potentially you're not hearing from them, if they're going into a little bit of retreat and solitude, like that's actually a good thing. They're getting in touch with this hermit energy. The hermit in the tarot, this is someone who's like really dedicated to their like spiritual studies and essentially like living life very half belonging to God and half being really immersed in life. It's like this real balance of like yeah, like being present to life, enjoying life, but then also like taking life not seriously, but with a lot of reverence, with a lot of like appreciation, faith, spirituality. Just like there's this deeper energy about this person right now, and they're like really just like making moves very intentionally, very consciously. We do have a lot of we have King of Wands energy here though, so this is someone who's like very magnetic, very charming. I would say they're like are aware of that, and they're like trying to manage this kind of like power that they might have, and just like use it very consciously. It seems like there's maybe this Leo-ish energy to them that really wants to play, and it's like very attractive to people. But yeah, they're kind of trying to do the right thing, and it seems like ultimately they're like envisioning this real life with you and like really going through this kind of manifestation process of like trying to bring it into fruition. The Ace of Wands and Swords, these are both very masculine energies, and the Ace of Wands has a lot to do with like finding like inspiration and inspired action, whereas the Ace of Swords is like really about getting yourself right, like getting your own beliefs, identities, self-talk, affirmations, like everything in check. So yeah, this person's like getting their shit together. But ultimately it seems like their goal is to have like beautiful sacred work, to be like abundant, to have a family, to have a beautiful home, to have like their body in like potentially peak health as well. So yeah, to do that, they're like taking a bit of time staying in their own lane. The Eight of Cups and the Hermit together are both very like I'm spending some time in solitude, staying in my own lane kind of vibes, like potentially while they get really clear about what they want. The Three of Pentacles indicates hard work as well. So it seems like they're like really following their inspired action, but then really working hard on it, and like really seems to be following it through. On the like Rider-Waite traditional artwork, the Three of Pentacles depicts like a cathedral being built, so like something really sacred being built, and it seems like this person wants to build this connection in a really sacred way, like really with a lot of reverence and like appreciation for the whole process of it like kind of coming to life. The Seven of Wands, this is traditionally kind of like a kind of competition, like sparring kind of energy. In the artwork you can see there's this one person taking on 6 opponents, and so this energy usually refers to someone especially taking on opponents within, so anything that's kind of coming up that makes them feel like they're blocked from their own desires. It seems like maybe that's the work they're doing, especially because it came out with this Ace of Swords, which is obviously like getting your own head right, getting all your beliefs, like your own limiting beliefs in check, and really like kind of becoming the person who you want to be. This is there's more Leo energy here. There's just like so much Leo energy. So this is a Mars in Leo. So Mars is very like fiery, passionate, like do what's got to be done. And then Leo is like, the thing with this coming out, especially in reverse, is like there's this potential for like either childishness, pride, maybe like overconfidence, with a Leo energy coming out in reverse. So it seems like this card is saying that this person's like really trying to be mindful about how they're going through everything, because a Seven of Wands in reverse can really like kind of charge with their ego, and not think things through. So potentially they've been that way in the past, maybe acted a little bit impulsively, or didn't act with their kind of like integrity and real heart. So it seems like they're trying to turn a new leaf in that regard. So yeah, they're like trying to work harder and maybe not be so impulsive. So they're still trying to follow that like passionate, inspired action that potentially in the past used to lead to impulsive behavior, but they're just trying to do it in a different way this time. Be a bit more like kind of mindful and working a little bit harder with it. So yeah, let's find out maybe what's going to happen, because I want to find out maybe even a bit more about even where this situation's at, because yeah, it could kind of be anywhere by the looks of this. But let's get some messages about where this connection is going. Can we find out where this connection is going between pile 3 and this person who has a crush on them, please? Okay, so it seems like where this connection will end up is like security, stability, permanence, growth, endurance, and have faith that love is coming. Like it seems like everything's going to come together in the end. It seems like it's just going to be maybe a bit of a time before it actually comes into fruition by the looks of this. You might even need to maybe dial it back to like more of a friend thing with this person. Yeah, like just be really mindful of like how charming this person is, that you may feel yourself like maybe not sucked in, but just like maybe overly invested maybe before this person's like 100% ready. Like know they're doing the work in the background, but yeah, I wouldn't rush them just because yeah, they might have some stuff that they're trying to heal, and I just don't think it'll go well if you guys rush into this. I think you would actually be gambling with the longevity of this connection if you were to go too hard, too fast with this connection, by the looks of things. And it seems like maybe they're not revealing everything to you. But yeah, maybe try not to take that too personally. Just know that it's really about them more so than it's about anything else. And maybe you just stay in your lane and focus on you. Okay, so I accidentally knocked this card off. I don't believe in accidents though. And the Hanged One's like pause, meditate, worry about you. Maybe like think about like if any thoughts are coming up around your own insecurities or just like anything like that, like now's a really good time for like you to be with you. The Hanged One is all about like being in your own space, being in your own energy, being in your own vibe, like especially meditating, figuring out kind of like why you're thinking the way you're thinking, and like bringing love and compassion into the situation. So yeah, like for now I would like, I know they're super charming and attractive, but kind of let them do their thing. Actually what they're doing is good for this connection, even if it's not creating the desired result maybe as quickly as you would like. Yeah, kind of let it hang in the balance for a while, and just like whatever's coming up for you in terms of that, like you do you. If you really want to be in a connection right now, that's not stopping you from going and being with someone else. But if this person's like energy isn't right yet, like don't settle for less. Yeah, there's definitely a big attraction here with the two of you, and I don't think that attraction's going anywhere, even if the two of you maybe like take some time to actually get together. Yeah, it's just really important to use your own discernment right now. Like don't rush into it, don't be super impulsive. Listen to your soul. What does it want? What does it need more importantly? Okay, so we have luck is on your side, a fiery climax approaches, it's time to take action. I think it's time to take action is more about you taking action on your own stuff. It seems like this person is taking action on their own stuff, so if you're overly invested in what this person's doing, like maybe it's time to take action on your side of the story. But yeah, like you don't need to force this to happen. It looks like it's going to happen. Yeah, like kind of trust this magnetism between the two of you. Potentially even like higher spirits are on your side and wanting to make this happen. But yeah, for now, like focus on you and let them do what they got to do. I think you'll hear from them when it's right, when it's the right time. So yeah, just trust. Have faith. Love is coming. Okay, so your affirmation today is the yin and yang symbol. The universe and my inner self are harmoniously balanced. Yeah. So you two are probably like really good mirrors for each other. And yeah, it seems like the two of you are both finding that inner balance within before you like connect in a meaningful way. This card can also sometimes be a sign of a twin flame, but yeah, take that if it resonates. If not, leave it. But I think I'm going to leave your reading here today. It definitely feels like there was a lot of messages, but yeah, I hope you got something out of it. Thank you for making it all the way through. If you did get something out of it, I would love if you can like and leave me a comment if you have the capacity to do so. If you'd like to get more intuitive tarot readings like this from me, then the subscribe button is there for you as well. If you'd like to know more about all of my offerings, there's plenty of info and links in this description box below. And I've also inserted the announcement post for my online tarot course at the end of every reading today. So if you'd like to stick around, you can learn more about that now. But it's been a pleasure reading for you. And until we see each other again, ciao.